Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video I wanted to talk a little bit about it is meant to be and why it kind of is ultimately up to us in deciding if it is meant to be. So when this concept comes up and we talk about the idea of fate and we talk about a universe and a higher God that is creating things for us in a co-creative concept on things that are meant to be. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about this when it comes to deciding and when it comes to creating a desired outcome in our reality. So I'm going to talk from my own experience and from my own interpretation, just to give a kind of a guide into understanding what it is that I am conveying in this kind of message. So when I look at things that are meant to be, and when I look at the idea of meant to be, I am a type of a person who is very much into faith, into the idea of a higher God and a higher intelligence that is actually working in a way that is co-creating with us. Now, what I want to say about this is that this higher intelligence that I believe in myself, for me, it comes from an energy kind of a source. And for me, it is an energy that I connect with within. So when things show up in my life, and if things that are, present, that I am looking in a way that either this is meant to be or it is not meant to be, I always go to the energy that it is instilling within me. So when things pop up in my reality, before I got into conscious manifesting, in this idea of things happening for a reason and things being meant to be, I was of the full belief that everything kind of happens for a reason, and I still believe in that. However, when I got into conscious manifesting and I realized that I am a co-creator with this kind of energy source, it meant that I am actually someone who decides what is meant to be in my life. So what I mean by this is, now that I am kind of talking about energy a lot on this channel, I know I talk about the self-regulation and all that, but it's because it is the way that I kind of learned more about myself in this kind of idea of the connection that we have to the energy. So how I know that something then is meant to be for me is I connect to the energy of it. And sometimes if things are draining me in a way that is demotivating me, things that I feel that I am forcing too much, or things that I am working on, and things that are, draining your energy, that feeling of kind of draining your energy in a way that is just too much and maybe too much overwhelming. This for me would look to me that it is not meant to be in that kind of way, in that sense for me. Now, when things that I do feel are meant to be are things that I am never going to give up on, and even if my energy is drained in such a way that it is depleting me as well, that motivation is still in there, because I'm connected to that energy of knowing and trusting that whatever is going on, this is actually meant to be, and I am deciding that, and that is the way that it is. So anything that comes along, circumstances that pop up, anything that is maybe, possibly hindering anything that I decide that is meant to be, I know that that is not the reality of it, because in my heart I know that this thing is meant to be, if that makes sense. So when we're actually deciding what is meant to be and what is not meant to be, when we're consciously creating, it does ultimately come down to what it is that we actually decide in our conscious mind. So we know when we're creating things, and we know that we are impressing our subconscious mind to attract a particular outcome in our reality. And that is ultimately what we are doing, to build belief in ourselves, to build faith in ourselves, and to also to change our perception of reality, to create these new ideas and these new thoughts and these kind of open avenues of possibilities to come into our mind, and then for our subconscious mind to be impressed and to ultimately then attract what it is that we desire. But it doesn't mean that when things are not going our way, that we have to actually, succumb to them in a way that we are feeling defeat it in a way that we are saying that I really wanted this thing, but it's not meant to be. We don't have to actually succumb to that. How we know that it is meant to be is that I'm feeling depleted, I'm feeling depressed, I'm feeling whatever I am feeling, but I know that this thing is what I want. I know it's meant to be. And if I'm not feeling into this energy right now, I can pause it for a minute and get back into my own energy to actually create that energy for me to get back into whatever it is that I'm creating. If something is not actually given, I know I'm going from my own experience, but if something is not giving me that kind of motivation in myself and that kind of, idea that I can overcome this because I know that I am achieving what it is that I want, that this thing is meant to be and that I am having it, and that's that. If there's not anything in me that is pulling me through that, well, then I kind of know that then I am, that's not kind of the path that I am meant to go down to right now. That is not, so to me then it wouldn't be meant to be right now. So I just wanted to make a video on that, just to know the kind of energy that you feel, that even when we are depleted and we are demotivated, it doesn't mean that something is not meant to be. But you always get to decide about your energy and what is going on, and you get to decide about something, if it's meant to be or not, by how you actually know and trust that there is something pulling you through anything that is going on, and that you know and trust that on the other side of that you are actually going to create what it is that you want. Or maybe you just say that it is meant to be and this is happening. You are deciding. But also know as well too that if you do decide that something is not meant to be, just kind of go with the energy and just kind of know. You'll always know in your heart, you'll always know if something is meant to be, if it's a path that you actually want to continue down with, if you want to put your energy into it, if you decide that I'm putting my energy into this and that's it, well then you kind of know then as well. So I just wanted to do a video on that, on discerning how you kind of know when you are deciding what is meant to be and what is not meant to be in your life. So thank you so much for listening, and I will chat to you soon.